Let that money talk. You bout that bad, let that money talk. Let that money talk. You bout that bad, let that money talk. Now if you focus bout that bad, let that money talk. You on your hustle and your grind, let that money talk. You bout your vision and your goals, let that money talk. You out here getting it all the time, let that money talk.
I always gotta work on that burnout. And we are live right now with MoneeeTalk. We're having G Talk though in this segment, okay? I'm with Half Centric Lavender Kiing, okay? It's the host with the mostest. It's the host with the hostess doing the mostest. There we go.
Yeah.
So on this segment, we're gonna be talking about, more so just getting it together, personal growth, self-love, mental awareness, and it's Black History Month, so we only get 1 month, so we're gonna talk about it every day if we got to this month.
Gotta make it last.
We gotta make it last. Also, we're gonna play a game just to keep it fun. We're gonna play Singa. Okay?
Singa. This is over-the-counter Jenga.
This is the over-the-counter Jenga. And they're not paying me to promote it, so yeah. The sock cam, okay, just gonna get that in clear. Got the Bob Ross socks, okay?
Came with the Dragon Ball Z vest with the matching socks.
Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't come to play.
Come to play. Listen, I couldn't decide if I was gonna do a rose shirt or a rose, so I went with the rose socks.
I'm loving it.
Because I felt rosy today.
You
I
are,
felt like,
and I'm loving the style, the swag, and everything you guys bring to G Talk. It's very,
yes, indeed.
very clocking the tea. So, okay, so the game we're gonna play, quote unquote, is gonna be fun, but we're gonna be asking questions. We're all gonna be answering. Okay, so we'll pick from this jar. It's gonna be a question. If they don't want to answer the question, they'll move it to the next person. No contest. But in the meantime, if they do want to answer the question, they're going to answer the question. Okay? We're inspiring, we're motivating, and, we're talking about other shit other than bullshit. Okay? So stay tuned.
Got enough of that in the world.
We got enough of that. You'll get that on the next episode.
And the last time I played no contest, it wasn't a fun time. So I'm gonna try not to do that.
Oh. Okay. So, who wants to go first?
You know what? I'll go first.
All right.
Let's go.
Let's see here. All right.
Question.
What does self-love mean to you?
Ooh,
that's a good one.
Deepie.
I actually had to spend a lot of years trying to figure out what this really meant. I guess the best way I can describe it is a little metaphorically, and basically for me, self-love means having a full cup, because having a full cup means that I've done the things necessary to make sure that I'm refreshed, recharged. I have awareness of self, and I know what I need in order to feel fulfilled. That way, if I ever come across or interact with someone else, or even engage in a romantic relationship, they're always gonna catch my overflow. Never have to be the reason that I need my cup filled. You know what I mean? So that for me, that's what self-love means. It's just having a full cup.
Yes. So. I like that. Do you want to add to that?
Self-love is, to me, just is growing to love every aspect of yourself. Simply the words. That's kind of what I get from self-love and what I had to learn throughout self-love.
Yes. I definitely think it's something that we learn, because it's not something that we're born with, I feel like. When we're growing up, our parents but I'm just saying, they're not like, love yourself. It's like we're just being a kid and just, going with the flow. We're being a kid.
Yeah,
but even
you
our
see
parents,
what love looks like too.
Yeah,
from
exactly.
Your
They're
parents.
showing the love. Right.
Yeah.
But doing it for yourself, that's a whole different task, and that comes with a lot of emotional maturity, experiences, and things like that.
And actually learning yourself, and then learning to love those aspects of yourself. And then you still find yourself running from certain aspects of yourself. And I find it easier, if I have a problem, I'd like to realize what that is and why I like that, so I can learn to grow to accept and love that. So that's me when it comes to loving myself.
Yeah, that's real, man.
Yeah, that is real. I definitely think too, just to touch on what you guys are saying, experiences that teaches you self-love because you're like, wait a minute, I didn't like how that felt.
Yeah.
That wasn't right. I don't like to
Like
go
how-
through.
yeah.
I didn't like that one. I ain't gonna do that again. So when you go through experiences, and even though we hate it, it's always that thing where we're like, lessons are blessings.
Yeah.
Right.
So I like that one. Go ahead, King.
Let's see.
Damn. We missed.
No, he played his
Oh.
first turn. I was gonna go, and I was thinking about it.
He said, "Now what is this?"
Now, why is this one?
Yeah, I snapped it from right there.
Now I would have fucked up the whole game. My bad.
What self-care practice do you want to incorporate more into your life? I would say working out more, just being simple, but let me get down to the self-care practice. And taking out the time for little things that I want instead of like, it's always work, business, my daughter, never really like, hey, what you really want. So that would be one of the practices, actually making that time for something that's other than being busy.
But fulfilling those responsibilities, wearing those hats.
And always, filling that mode of, I'm always in go mode, always.
Now, reprieve is necessary. I mean, just to kind of even touch on that, that's my answer is similar, but I just need to like practice using the word no a little bit more because the less I use the word no, the more things I find myself attached to. And sometimes I do get stretched in because like you said, you wear a lot of hats, being an independent musician who owns the company that publishes my own music. Like there's a lot of things that I have to do on a weekly, monthly, sometimes even daily basis. You know what I mean? So it's like sometimes I need to learn how to like say no a little bit more so I can find balance and have some rest and some reprieve. So yeah.
Yes. I love that. I love how we're building off of each other because just to build off what you both are saying, also too, just those practicing who not want to say who deserves, but who you need to be around, who's important, who energy you need to surround yourself with, who you're calling your friend, who you're calling, because I feel like through the time we've learned to separate ourselves from certain people because it's like, again, that I love myself more. I can't be doing the shit you're doing. Like I'm not on that journey. I'm not on that wave path. So I feel like that's the daily practice for me because I'm encountering so many people all the time, and because I want to be neat. Like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. Once you break the bubble, you're in, and you feel that energy, that vibe. But other than that, I'm real like standoffish because I'm like observing your energy, and I feel like that's a practice that I'm always trying to keep because my mental is important, and I know once you're here, you can easily hurt me. You have access because now I'm vulnerable with you. I'm open and loving with you, and it's like, damn, you can hurt my feelings. So I feel like that's a practice 100%. I'm doing a lot.
Yeah, I mean, and that's good too. Like even just like how you were speaking about it, it sounds like as though like you're someone who has like awareness of things going on around you, but it almost seems like you kind of approach a lot of things just having like an open mind and open attitude. But then once you start to see who those people are, observe who they are, you kind of decide whether or not they're worth your energy. And I think having that level of discernment is really, really good because you never want to close yourself off to experiences, but you always want to make sure that you are conserving and protecting your energy and using it in the right ways and making sure that you surround yourself with the right people. And as you grow and elevate in your craft, you're going to understand that not a lot of people serve the purpose that you were that you had in mind anymore, and sometimes you gotta excommunicate them from your life. I get that a lot.
Yeah,
100%.
Ooh, that's the hardest part. I feel like sometimes because disappointments, but those standards too. We put those standards in play because it's like again self-love. So it's like okay. I'm not gonna deal with that. I'm not gonna do that. So yeah.
And then I have an issue with being able to cut people off really easy. Right, where it's like the opposite, where I've been hurt so many times that even it can be a family member, and I could stop talking to you tomorrow, and it's not gonna be no sweat off. Maybe later on, emotionally, it might grow because I'm just really just like, okay, business. I'm a Capricorn, like I said, business is
Real
business,
cut.
right? Real cut with it. but it do affect you later on, even doing it that way.
Sure.
Because when you do have that bond and that expectation and that's let down, it affects us all.
Yeah, I'm guilty of giving too many chances myself, so I understand.
And yeah, I feel like there's, how I always say, people aren't perfect, right? I feel like as human beings, we're made to kind of disagree, right? We're not supposed to, some shit we're going to agree on, which is cool. That's dope if you can agree on some stuff, but don't feel like we're going to agree on everything. Me, I've exactly just picking and choosing those people, but it's also too just who you are.
Yeah.
I want to be able to get in a fight with, if that's the case, but communication is everything. We can have I'm kind of aggressive in my tone, but I mean no harm. But that's just because of the shit I've been through, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm learning that. So if I come off like that, just be like, yo, and I'll be like, oh shit, my bad. Like,
Yeah, right,
you know?
yeah.
Like, you know, but I'm firm or passionate or whatever about it. But it's like just communicating. But giving people chances, I feel like that should be fine to a certain extent. Because it's like, once we're friends, it should be like, all right, man, I'm gonna call you tomorrow because you
tripping.
Yeah.
And we should be able to talk about it.
Yeah, my granddad always said, if someone shows you who they are, believe them.
Yeah.
Believe 'em, absolutely.
Yeah. If we get into it and you on some other shit, yeah, that's out, because we should be able to disagree and come back tomorrow or next week. Like, you know, you was
Yeah.
tripping, right? You my friend, but you was tripping. It's cool. Like, you know, let's move forward.
Yeah, surrounding yourself with people who see your vision or have similar visions and are willing to build even through adversity. That just sounds like real solid people.
Yeah.
So.
And then even if you don't agree sometimes, you know what I'm saying? We're all human. We go have, if we think the same, then that's crazy work. So I'm expect, like, maybe you may feel a way about what I said or what I did. Maybe I just got to explain, you know what? Somebody just passed away, and you know what I'm saying? All of these things. Communication is really key, because sometimes it could be a situation where maybe in my life, I really needed you to be there a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. So communication is
I was gonna say, that kind of goes
you
back to what
touched
you was talking about.
you just touched a nerve for real, because some friends I've lost or just communicating with, because it's like when I moved out here, you know, it's like every day you see them every day. We playing ball every day. Junior high, high school, college, we playing basketball together. Now I'm in young adult life. This is the first time for me. Like, you know, that's why I was trying to say, y'all didn't ask the right fucking questions. Like, I'm not going to sit here and be open and, like, at the time, I'm not thinking go to social media or go to my friends and tell them my problems. I'm just going through life and, like, you know, hiding in my shell, going to, like, you know.
Yeah.
That don't mean years down the line, treat me or just be like, oh, you was acting funny. Like, did you ask to see what was happening?
Yes. Maybe
y'all have a story.
Maybe me acting funny, it not being the normal, should have you should have been like, hey, this ain't normal. Yeah. What's going on?
No, that's really real, because, like, I'll say this, and this might sound a little bit like devil's advocate, but I've been in situations like exactly what you guys are, like, talking about, and I would always feel like a way when it's just like, why don't you get it? One thing that I've learned, though, especially, like, trying to, like, develop that sense of self and, like, that understanding of myself, is that even when I'm feeling a certain way or I'm going through certain things and it's got me acting out of character, I'm still accountable for my actions.
100%.
You know what I mean? I'm still accountable for how I'm coming off to people, the energy that I'm projecting onto them. And so even with all that, like, that angst, because I feel that angst, I'm like, damn, I've been there. It's just like, but I also didn't contribute to, like, an environment where I could have been, like, open and, like, healthy, like, establish, like, some healthy and, like, healing communication. So it's like, sometimes I say all that to say, like, it's okay to ask for help. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay to ask for help. Like,
100%.
Don't be so hurt, and then don't let your ego build upon that hurt where it's just like you can't, like, extend yourself and be like, I can't do this by myself. You know, because, like, I've been there, and it's just like, damn, you start getting mad and resenting. You know?
Right. It's definitely one of those, but it's like one of those experiences. You won't learn that, because now I know that it's okay. But also, to it's like a double whammy, because it's like, damn, I see how you really will act when I'm really going through it and I'm really in the mud, and okay, Like, I thought you was my sister. Like, we played ball, like, and that's a different kind of relationship to me when you play basketball with somebody, because this is like you eat, sleep, ball, eat, sleep, ball. That's it. You going to school, I see you. I'm at practice, I see you. We got a game, I see you. We got camp, I see you. So it's like we family. So it's like, if I'm, like you said, you didn't ask the right questions. You over here going through life in a whole different way, having babies. Like, I'm over here really going through it. Like, and you didn't ask. And no, I get it. And that's why now I know. I should have said something. I should have been more open with the friends. But now I see who's stuck around and they solid.
Yeah.
Solid ass.
Yeah, you do get to understand like the character of some people when like, they're faced with adversity. So I understand that too.
Yeah.
You know?
Some dogs. I got my dogs. Like, I don't gotta talk to them for years. Hey, how you doing? The same as if we left, and it's like I'm cool with that. Less
no friendship
10.
Yeah, I'm that way too.
Yeah, I'm cool with this 10 or whatever. Less than whatever.
We talk like once a month.
Once a month, right?
Once every few months. Like, just know you still my dog.
You're still my dog.
To the end.
All right, I can't see. Let's see.
These some good questions. I like how they just branching off.
Right off of it. Yeah. Super dope.
Hold on. That's what I want to know. I wrote it. You wrote it, anime. How the hell you? Get it?
Read the tape, anime.
Read the. I wrote it. I. Okay. Oh, how do you want to incorporate self-care, and then how do you practice? But I feel like we touch bases on all three of those. So
sure.
Let me just, move to the next.
Pull another question.
Right. Okay. What strategies do you use to keep a positive mindset? One, praying. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I more so have a conversation, but to me that is prayer, whatever everybody want to say. But to me, just talking to God on a daily basis, and I'm not perfect. Sometimes I forget, like I just go back where I'm like, But for the most part, is either for sure, God, all right, just to keep that, just self-talk, just like forget it, just let it go, because I've definitely been in that negative mindset for a long time where I'm like, this shit just doesn't work. And I've seen my stress in pictures. I used to hate taking pictures because I would look so stressed, and I would look back at all my pictures like, fuck, I look so fucking stressed out for what? It did nothing for me. Like, bags under my eyes, I look tired, I just look raggedy, and it's just like, I hated that for myself. Like, when you just look back like, like, why didn't you get it together in time? But yeah, so just, I think that's definitely important. Just always it'll get better.
Yeah.
Okay. For me, the way I try to like keep positivity in my life is I always like look at situations that I'm involved in or that are around me, and I always ask myself a really simple question: what in this particular scenario can I directly affect and control? And I focus on that, and anything that I can't and I have zero control over, I just let it go.
Yeah.
Because I can't allow myself to get like twisted up or like really like concerned about things that I have no bearing over, no control over, because all it's going to do is just drive me to madness. So to preserve my peace and to preserve my sanity, I only focus on the things that I know I can have a direct outcome on, and I do those things with honesty and integrity and let the outcome be what it may.
Right. No, I definitely feel that one. What was the question at hand? I'm a word person. I just need to...
How do you keep a positive mindset?
Mindset, okay. I just have to make sure I kept it straight on. I keep a positive mindset. I'm gonna go with what I came up with when I was 16, was to live life lavishly every day. And throughout that, it's my brand. Like, I actually got a surprise for you guys later on. But it became my thing, and with that came the clothing. So that is my inspiration, like putting on that outfit so that when I look in the mirror, I feel good about myself. So that's kind of like my trick. Even if I'm lounging around the house, I have like cool pajama pants. Like every character that you, just because I'm lounging around the house, I pass them. I feel a little better about myself, no matter what's going on in life.
One can say you're lounging lavishly.
Yeah, lounging lavishly.
Yeah. It's definitely it's just important to feel that way, and like you said, living lavishly and just loving yourself.
And can I say something too?
Please.
Back, you mentioned the bag. Looking at pictures like that, and the bags that was under you. Like sometimes you kind of get caught in that mode where you don't even notice that you just look unhappy and you are dressing unhappy, and if you just you know what I'm saying, beat your face and wake up and just forget about all of that and just smile, that would have changed the whole aspect of those pictures. But that's probably living life lavishly every day, no matter what's going on. Listen, I'm not the richest man, but I'm going to live life lavishly every day. That doesn't stop me. Nothing stops me from being who I am.
I know, yeah, he's spitting, man.
Yes.
Lavender Kiing coming with the lavish lifestyle.
But
baby.
for real, I really wish I did, and always had the swag, right? But it just never matched. Like the work I was doing, I didn't like the work I was doing.
Yeah, and if you was happy in life, I bet you them pictures would have looked a little bit better.
If all around, I was stressed the fuck out.
Yeah.
Stressed out, and it looks like it. And it, again, through studies and learning and stuff, don't wear it. Just because it is you going through it, don't mean you got to pick it up and wear it. Stop wearing that shit, because you would not believe. When I was working at the store or whatever, Mekhi Phifer came in there. When I looked at the pictures, I was like, I look so fucking dusty.
And you never know when. Never know when.
And like, at that time, I mean, he's Mekhi Phifer is like a 90s, like,
right.
bad boy. That's hot. So that's dope. So I'm like, we took pics with him, and I just look crusty. Like, I don't even want to post them.
Like, I don't even want to show nobody these pictures.
Like, bruh. But yes, definitely don't pick it up. You don't, just because you're going through it, don't mean you got to wear it, because don't wear that shit, because it won't last forever. Just go through it. And like he said, if you don't have control over it, and that's another thing I pick up too, if you don't have control over the situation, if there's nothing you can do, hey.
Yeah, my hands are free.
Yeah. Hey,
I can't do nothing.
I just got to ride this motherfucker up tight.
That's like trying to put a steering wheel on the ocean. Like, what are you doing? You can't do anything with this.
Yeah.
That's true.
And that one's actually hard for me to do. I'm a perfectionist. So sometimes letting things go and being over it, it's kind of hard for me to do. Like, that will be the hard, like, pretending it doesn't affect me, I'm pretty good at that. But actually letting it go. And that's different scenarios, of course. But I have a problem with letting things go. Even if you do something to me, that cross out part of it is letting go, that I just don't. Even though you're like, okay, I have no control of it, I'm not going to mess with that person. If I see that person in the room, it does spill that energy, because I never just said let it go. Okay, I have no control over the situation. I'm going to let them do them. I don't do that. So still eat at
why
me.
you had to say that? Because I guess I'm still practicing. I'm not perfect, right? I'm still practicing that, especially with some, like you said, you see how passionately I was talking about it. Because some people, they just need to hear what the fuck
what you got to say.
Yeah, especially when they hit a note really deep within you and you see them again.
Because I thought we were different. I thought, some shit you just don't do.
Yeah.
So yeah, some nerves, some people, if we was in the same room, it'd definitely like.
To build on this, and why it helps me keep my positivity and my peace, is like, why am I gonna let someone who is like a negative like blotch on my life, why am I gonna also let them continue to take my energy when they don't need to? You know what I mean? So that makes it easy for me to let go, because I'm like, I already don't like you. I'm not gonna give you the satisfaction of changing my whole mood too. Like, fuck that.
I did a whole segment. I'm just like,
right, about to go.
I know.
So, yeah.
No, but I like that quality. Whenever people tell me that they are actually good at that, I'm just always interested. I'm like, that is super dope. That is super dope, because I'll be trying it.
Yeah, it's not easy though.
No, it's not.
It's not easy. Some people, yeah, it's easy for some people. Because some people, it was just easier for me to let go. Like,
Because you
you
still
know,
want
some
that
people,
control a little bit, even though it's easy. Like you said, that word is actually a vicious word. Like I can't control, and some people still want to control how that situation plays out, no matter what situation.
Yeah, a lot of my friends and people I'm close with call me the hip hop hippie. I just kind of go with the flow, you know. Like
I totally can picture you.
yeah, like I just I can't. You are going to be you, and I can't tell you to be anybody but you. But I can decide whether or not I want to be around that. So like, if the energy's off, I'm out.
Yeah, no, it's that simple.
Oh, 100% on your energy.
Yeah. 1000%.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I'm definitely gotta go.
yeah, man, life's too short to be just like mad at people all the time, man. I just, all right, cool. You want to be on some fuck shit? You do that.
I mean, shit, I'm learning that
I'm gonna be over here. Yeah.
now, as in the past 6 years, like life is too short. Like, you know, you start to realize that, like the past 6-7 years, you're like, oh damn, you start losing people. You're like, wait a minute, hold on, like, okay, because like I was just explaining this to someone, like when we were younger in high school, it was just like living life for real. Because we were 90s, we were going outside, you know, we heard about the world, but we weren't really paying attention to that shit. Like, you know, like I said, I was playing basketball from middle school to college. Like, that's all I did was play basketball. So when I started experiencing life, I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, kind of like a culture shock almost.
Yeah. It's like you experiencing life, and then a few years later, people start going. It's like, yo, I'm barely just tapping in. Like, hold on.
Yeah.
Then you start realizing, okay, yeah, life is short. And yeah, this is what they was talking about.
I think our last time here, we kind of talked. I experienced so much during my younger time that when I got older, I had to learn a few things, and that was hard. Actually, going through those things and learning them. As long as it's not me, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I'm over here like.
Yeah, I know. I'm over here, can't even finish my sentence. Forgot what I was talking about because I just see the top
I'm
stuff.
so sorry. Yeah. Ooh.
Or maybe it is going to be you, Lavender.
No, don't say that.
I forgot.
Yo,
where
I see
was
a
at.
play right now. Somebody's gonna get.
I'm about to pass you my play in a minute. Oh,
Like
this
that?
just got real interesting.
Very. Do you see the discrepancy?
Yeah, there was some easy blocks again. I know the interview just stopped for.
I know for Jenga.
No,
Jenga?
yes, we have to. Singer. You know I like that seat. Who pool is it on?
I don't know. Who pulled for the paper?
Oh, yeah.
It is my turn, yeah. What does mental wellness mean to you? It's a great question. I think it's safe to say that like the world is pretty like up and down. You're gonna have your good days. You're gonna have your bad days. I think mental wellness to me is like a combination of like awareness and action. Right? Be aware of like what's happening to you that may be causing your mood to be a certain way. Take action if you want to correct that. Like if you're having a good day, maybe do some more things to contribute to your good day. If you're having a bad day, understand you are having a bad day. What's causing it to be bad? What can you do personally to counteract that? Maybe it's stepping away or walking for 15 minutes. Maybe it's taking a deep breath. Maybe it's like, I need to drink some water. Or maybe I need to make some tea. Like, just do something to kind of like take action to kind of balance out like the ill that's happening. Just, I don't know. For me, mental wellness is all about finding balance. That's what it's always been about for me. So,
yeah. Yeah, just mental wellness I feel like is self-awareness. When you actually, again, just to get back to that questions previously, it's another practice. Like you're doing stuff to make sure that you're balanced, whether it's throughout the day, throughout the week. I mean, I feel like it's a daily thing, honestly, because when we're going through stuff, hopefully we're balancing that. But even when we're dealing with stuff, we're still trying to not go too deep, and then when we are too deep, we're trying to pull ourselves out of it. So I feel like it's always a balance, like, of our mental being.
I agree.
We're trying to just find that balance.
You just don't want the scale to fall one way too far and the other. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah.
For me, this would be a hard one because I mean, you can take the wording and obviously say, what those two words means. But it wasn't something that was talked about growing up ever. So it's something I formulated for myself for at least me. Mental wellness is just, it's not my place. I trouble with that, and I had to figure out my ways, my own solutions of coping. So it's hard for me to say that in a general aspect that's not internalized. You get what I'm saying?
I do.
Which, until this question, I've never thought about that I could not tell you what a general definition for that is.
That's understandable because, I mean, it's like one of those things, again, we're figuring out, sifting every day. I feel like some days I'm better at controlling my mental health and balancing it. Then some days I feel like I'm not. I can't.
See, mental wellness is just like the wellness of the health. Because I know what mental health is. But when it comes to mental wellness, that's the question, right?
Yeah.
Wellness.
Yeah.
I feel like it's knowing the good part, like
it just feels so internal, right?
Yeah, I'll say this, like, even just hearing you speak about it, like, I think at the very least you're kind of aware that there may be, like, I don't want to like call it a deficiency, but it's like it's something that still needs to be worked on for you.
Yeah.
And so honestly, I think you're probably a lot better off than a lot of people may be when it comes to their mental wellness, even having not been proactive about it yet in your life. Because now that you've been asked this question, now you're kind of forced to put like a spotlight on it. Maybe it'll help you like seek that balance, seek that answer. You know what I mean? So that's real. Like, it's one thing to just be like, oh, I got the answers to all the questions, but then like, I think this was very important because it's like, you're not quite sure, but like, at least now you can like start the conversation with yourself, you know?
Yeah. What does that look like?
Yeah. I guess for me, like, I feel like for me, an example would be just knowing, like I said, back then, how I looked, how I felt. I know not to take myself. When I'm stressed out, I know not to get too stressed because I know what like, what's going to happen. So just knowing that awareness of that wellness, I'm just like, oh no, I can't go down that road.
Yeah.
Just even dumb stuff like cutting myself.
And
that, it's just like not going down that road, not feeling that no one's worth that pain. No one's worth me. I'm not even worth no.
Yeah.
I'm not even worth cutting myself. Like, and I'm just being real with everyone. I was young and not thinking about me.
Sure.
And that's where I feel like, again, that wellness, like knowing I'm important. Okay, you're just going through this, just one of those little rough patches. It's okay. Patting my own self on the back, pulling my own self up. I feel like, that awareness.
Yeah. No, and I love, and even like, and I'm going to use your example for my example. The way I would go about that is like that cutoff is like more out of anger, more of a set of like, oh, you don't need to do that. And it's like, no, I cannot, I absolutely can't. So I'm cutting that person off and I can't deal with them. I got this, that's going on. So even with that, I don't want to use, that don't sound like mental wellness. You get what I'm saying? The way that I handle those things, I wouldn't say I handle it well. It's just the way that I've coped to handle it because I know that if you allow this to happen, this is what you're going to get.
Quick PSA, if you are dealing with self-harm or thoughts of suicide or even just need some general coping skills, call or text 9888, our national suicide hotline. We'll be more than happy to help you through whatever crisis you're going through at that moment. I know I'll plug that.
No, please. I ain't going to say nothing. Here's the mic. Spotlight.
But, not only is it Black History Month, it's Mental Health Awareness Month. So, as we're talking about these things, talking about mental wellness, mental health, if you are needing direction, if you're needing coping skills, if you're needing some support, 988 is the best place to go. So,
yeah.
Thank you.
100%.
I always appreciate when you say that. because I really didn't think of that. And then yeah, just those self again because we were not thinking of that while we're in our prime because we're going through things, not talking about it, not expressing it. And we're just going through shit, trying to figure it out on our own, how to cope it out on our own, and it was just never right. Why would I think that was okay? I don't know why, but it was now that I know, it was because I wasn't happy with myself, and I didn't think I was beautiful at the time. I was young, dark skinned, that thing.
Yes.
So I was going through that, and it was just like, I'm dealing with shit at school that really doesn't fucking matter, especially now. Can't nobody tell me nothing.
Nothing.
So,
Yeah, I mean, for you, mental wellness, it looks like overcoming those things and understanding that the beauty within you starts to manifest itself outwards too. And so it's like now you can kind of walk with your shoulders back, you're relaxed, and you feel like what you are trying to portray.
Yes, no,
So
I appreciate.
I know the rules. So once you start on the block, you gotta finish.
You gotta
No,
with that block?
we have a discrepancy.
Okay.
That's why I said we have a discrepancy. But I was seeing, I was gonna catch it because someone's gonna be asked out in a little bit.
See, she ain't even moving. I thought that was gonna slide right for me. But I'm willing to take the challenge.
Yeah, because the block where I was wiggling, I was like,
now I got a
block.
Which one was it? This one?
Yep, you can do this. So, it's gonna
Okay.
Was really good.
It was really good.
Yeah, that was a good pull. That was a good pull.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. See, don't judge the book by its cover because I just knew somebody was gonna be asked out. I just adore this thing. I just adore it.
Drinker is amazing. I think it's my turn to pull a question.
Oh yes.
Let's give us something to talk about. Let's hope it's juicy. My New York accent.
Oh man.
What do you do to celebrate your achievements? New York accents. Big or small?
Big or small.
That sucked. They'll probably be mad at me. My best friend would be very upset.
I can do it. What do you do to?
You had it.
Here, I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give it to you. Script.
What do you do to celebrate your achievements, big or small?
Big or small? Okay, your turn. He got to do it too. I want to hear. We got to all do our New York accent with the script.
Yeah.
Okay.
And y'all tell us who did the best.
Who did the best?
New York accent? Hey, what do you do to celebrate your achievements, big or small?
Oh, he did. He went to Bronx with it. He felt like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm about to go to the bodega and get me a bacon, egg, and cheese after this.
A little Philly in there.
Say what's up to Tony.
Ooh.
Tony.
I kind of like scraped that whole city out the map.
Yeah.
I had an X from there, so when you just just chop it.
I've been to New York a few times in my life, and they've all been great. So I love the city.
I gotta go.
All right, so yeah, what do you do to celebrate your achievements, big or small? It's on you, my man.
I move on to the next. That's sad, but I really don't celebrate my achievements. There's never a time I just had an album drop in December. There was nothing.
And I bet you it did fantastic. You did nothing to celebrate that, huh? You know what I like to do? I look in the mirror, and I just be like, "Hey, you did that shit." I smile and I walk away. Because sometimes you just gotta remind yourself, like,
you
I'm
dead.
that nigga.
Like I'll have that moment where I'm definitely happy for myself and like I'm seeing numbers and I'm like, oh yeah, these numbers wasn't like this last year, like you know what I'm saying. But I should probably do some things to celebrate myself. I think that we also try to look for other people to be happy for us sometimes. And you never get the celebration that way, so you just never really celebrate it. But I will say that, the album drop, I was definitely excited. But I thought so many more people other people were going to be ultra excited that. What?
You know what? I ain't gonna lie. Like as a musician, I feel exactly where you're coming from too, because it's like you want other people to like feel the way you do about your work, and like sometimes when it's like people that you know is checking for you, they ain't giving you that feedback. It does kind of sting. It does kind of suck.
So yeah.
But here's what I can say: is like regardless of whether other people liked it or not, when I released it, I loved it, and
that matters.
and that for me is like that's enough. That's it's more than enough. So anything that I get on top of that is extra, but it does feel good.
Yeah.
It does feel real good. So yeah, I just I'm not gonna do it if I don't love it. So
Yeah.
And sometimes, and when I drop it, or when I do something that I'm like, damn, I really snapped on this. I just gotta tell myself like, nah, you really did do that. Like you absolutely did that.
Absolutely,
So.
yeah.
I guess I can say I'm still kind of working on that. I'm really Lady Mamba. No, I'm just kidding. The job's not finished for real. Like I feel like, especially at my age, it's like time is ticking. To me, I have a lot of goals. It's a lot of shit that I want to do. So I feel like I'm happy, like, because I have some, you get it and you don't, like, so I set goals for myself. I'm always setting goals for myself, more so weekly goals. And I'm always like, oh, okay, do your shit. I do like, smoke me a little something, I'm like, okay, I'm talking my shit. Let me keep going. Let me keep going, because it's like, this shit is not, it gotta work. It's not, I'm not where I'm at.
Okay.
That's where I'm always like, I'm not where I'm at. Yeah, I'm not where I'm at. I mean, how I work so much for real. Like, even if it's from finding something to do better, finding anything, it's always just trying to build and be better. So I feel like I do need to be more better.
What's your sign again?
Can't say.
I need to. You make me research it. I'm gonna have to, because I think we had this conversation last time.
Yeah, like
I know. I do know a few cancers. Okay.
Yeah. I'll say this, like, I get that too, because I'm very like intrinsically motivated. So like, there's nobody who's gonna propel me to do greatness better than myself. But I always say too, like, don't get so caught up in the future that you are missing out on the present. Like, yes, still set those goals, still take action, move with intention, move with integrity, but like appreciate like the shit that you are doing like right now, because like you're sitting here in this home, you made a set, you got two like pretty like accomplished independent musicians sitting on your couch just talking game with you about mental health during Black History Month and mental health. Like, you doing the shit. And you know what I mean? Like, you doing it.
And I promise you, and I really appreciate that. I do. I never, okay, I don't want to say never. I don't, until you guys tell me this, I'll be like, oh, thank you. Okay. Because I'm just going.
That's the best attitude to have.
Thank you. Because I thank you. I'm very humble about it. I don't ever really think about it. I'm just doing what I love, and then I'm trying to do quality. I'm trying to get better, and that's what I'm just trying to do. So it's just like, y'all be stopping me like, thank you. This is cool. This is different. And I'm like, oh shit, it is like.
Because every step that you take is progress.
Yeah.
Honestly. So like I said, don't stop setting the goals, but like also understand at the same time, like, and wanting to be better, you're still doing better. Think about like your podcast today versus like your podcast 2 months ago. You see what I'm saying? Like there's gonna be measurable differences. Like, enjoy the journey too, because like the destination, because like once you get to the destination, it's just like, damn, all right, I got here. Did I even appreciate the journey, the steps that got me here? Like that to me is like enriching and fulfilling too. Like all the things that happened along the way make getting to the destination that much more sweeter. So
definitely need to step back more and
enjoy the moment.
Enjoy the fruits.
And it's hard to do it when you're on go mode 24/7.
Yeah.
And you notice like certain moments just fly by, and you were like, hey, I didn't really enjoy that. I didn't really take in the moment.
Because it's like, I feel like you don't want to get too comfortable. You don't want to get too like stuck. Like I'm not there yet, so I don't want to stop in that moment where I'm just not focused and I'm missing that door. But whatever I'm learning to still. Whatever is meant for you, nobody can take it away. Whatever God has planned for you, nobody can close the door.
Now, let me ask both of y'all this. Y'all two love to be on go mode. And I love that you love to be on go mode. I got a pretty damn good go mode myself. But like, if you're always in go mode, when are you taking time to fill your cup, put the necessary oils and fluids back into your body to rejuvenate and keep the engine humming at the capacity that you need it to? You know what I mean? If you're always in go mode, when do you do the maintenance? When do you take time to like let the engine cool off? You know what I mean? Like, go mode is great. I love it. Go mode has gotten me to where I'm at. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm in a pretty sweet spot when it comes to like my music and stuff like that. But like, it's gotta be an off mode too sometimes, just a little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we talking about
You got to
mental
learn
wellness.
to, I guess, have that. And I think my biggest problem with having art is never having nothing. Growing up in the hood, not having it, there was so many of us, so it was like,
That's real, man.
so now that I'm at this point, and then I've already let relationships, been the biggest one, and people stop me, I'm really in go mode. Like, you know, age is, you know, against me, and, you know, all of these things.
Don't remind me. Look.
Right.
Look, I'm gonna be transparent, man. I'm a 34-year-old dude. Like, I'm a 34-year-old dad out here rapping, hitting open mics, and like, you know what I mean. But like at the
For
same
real.
time, it's like,
Man, I always think Quavo.
yeah, I really love what I do, and like, I used to think like, man, why am I doing this? Rap is a young man's game, but like, then I see myself at these shows out rapping these young dudes, and I'm just like, it's really just about how much you want it.
Yeah.
You know? That's where my go mode comes in. I'm just like, I see the competition, and I'm just like, I know I can be better than that. You know what I mean? So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ooh.
What happened?
No, because I was going to say something, but yes, seasoned, honey. Definitely seasoned.
Yeah.
Yes, it's better to be seasoned than, you know,
Fresh
and
Fresh
raw.
on a block.
Definitely better to be seasoned.
And I think a big part of it is enjoying what you do. Like, should tell my age. Should we talk about this? I just turned 30 in December 31st. So
Y'all
it was
doing
a
that
big.
on your own. 7 will not be.
Listen, I mean, you're a woman, so we're gonna let you not have to do it, right? You're a girl. I think that it's kind of rude to, you know, I'm very much old fashioned. Like, you never ask a woman her age, so that's rude.
That's
the world don't
so
even need to
annoying
know.
Because I feel like when you do that, that means you're a whole bitch. So.
But relating to him being a rapper, like hitting 30, album came out beginning of December for a reason. I was not about to go into 30 and putting out my first album. It was like, it can't happen. I'm not going to be a 30-year-old that I dropped my first album at 30.
I dropped my first one at 30.
I feel like people
Really?
put that stigma
See, and
on
it killed. Like, I'm telling you, my manager can tell you, like, I'm fussing in text messages about this.
Listen.
I'm getting mad at people that ain't mixing stuff fast enough because I'm like, wait, what do you mean it was a buzz in the mic?
That's the best part, though. I feel like people make things more, like, just putting labels on it, right? Who the fuck said what age limit is there that says you have to be a rapper or put it on an album before this? Like, why? Because I'm older in season? Like, just going to college when you're older. People just be talking that shit. Y'all ain't doing it right.
Doing it right.
I know trappers, like, you know, dancers that's old as hell. They're 50 and out trapping the young
ones,
they got
right.
the game. They know what to say. They don't have to do nothing extra. They getting their money and going. You're like, dude, how did she get upstairs? Like, she's older than all of us.
Look,
Like,
Morgan Freeman started acting at 44 years old. That man is Oscar nominated and Tony nominated. I'm not saying like, you know, be 60 and be like, you know what, now I gotta start a rap career. Except them dudes in England. I don't know if y'all ever seen them old white dudes that be rapping in England, like getting real viral. They kind of tight. But beyond the point, I'm just saying, like, it got to a point for me where it's like age was kind of like a nondescript. It's like, I'm just gonna make music and I gotta love it. And if people fucking with it, that's even better. I'll say this: all the YNs out on the circuit, they call me Big Bro. So the energy is there. You know what I mean? Because it's just like they see me doing it and they want to do it too, and they see me doing it at a high level. So now they want to do it at a high level. So I was like, I invite all of that in. So whether you're young, you're seasoned, or you just feel like a super veteran in the game, I think as long as you like doing it with like passion and love,
and it's good,
that's gonna translate no matter how old you are, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Not.
telling you.
Not all the time.
Yeah.
That was a little shade, but just a little bit. People start coming into my head. I'm like, well, I know this one old rapper that I just don't agree. And I don't think nobody gave him the feedback and the energy back that we talking about.
I
They
feel
gave
that
you.
way about pimps, like
But
pimps, but that's a different stuff.
I do feel like there are, since we're on the topic, I'm a rapper and I feel like I can have this conversation. There are some people who just are not great at what they do, and should pay attention to what people say. And maybe they could be great if you did pay attention to what other people say. But there are some people that I wish would come with a different formula. Not saying that they shouldn't do it, but maybe switch that formula up a little bit. That's just my opinion. Because we said 60, right? There's some 60-year-old rappers, and what did you say? That are going viral.
Yeah, they popping off right now.
And then there's some that's not. So it's all about how you do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's the ones that's not doing it well that makes it be like, listen, don't be 60 and rap. But you obviously can't be 60 and rap because I didn't know about people going viral, but I want to see it now. I do.
Yeah, I want to see it too.
I'll see if I can pull them up, when we're done filming.
I don't know.
I think it's on me.
Yeah, I think it is on you.
Can you share a moment you were truly happy for yourself? Man, it's so many times, y'all. Okay. Damn. I have some moments. But one moment I just love high school. I can't stop talking about it. But that was a really happy moment for me because my high school was the first school first building. So when I got there, that was 10th grade. We only had 9th and 10th graders. Like we grew with the school. So I wanted my name on the banner inside the thing, right? But this other girl got it. But I got athletic scholar. Like the Navy had gave me an award, like a medal. So that was a moment I was proud. I don't know. I got a lot of proud moments. I don't know. I do give myself little pats on the back. I mean, just this. Let's just stick with 20 now. Like you said, you both said, just starting last year. It hasn't been a full year yet, but just starting from people wanting to do it with me to not being consistent and just falling off. And me just pushing through that and still staying motivated because in the beginning, it's just like, fuck. And then when I even think about it, I did more. It's still hard work now and stuff now, but just the stuff, my beginning work, it looked beginning, but I spent so much time on that. And I'm so proud of that.
Yeah. And you should be because you put it out.
I put it out. I did it and I did the edits by myself and I did and those things that really makes me proud. And I see the growth. So I'm proud of the growth of my podcast.
Yes, that's amazing.
God is good.
All the time.
What about you?
Well, we're going to go with what we're doing now. When the album was complete and I played it and listened to every song and really sat there and honest, sometimes you gas yourself.
Yeah.
I didn't gas myself. I was like, bro, every song on here might not be for everybody. Every song on here slaps. I cried. That's how proud I was of myself, knowing that I've completed a project that I felt like every song on here is a good song. So that, and I want to bring another one up, is the do-rags, lavish do-rags that I came out with. That was a big accomplishment, which I brought both of you guys a lavish do-rag today.
I was like, I don't need a link.
Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. And I owe my guy back there one because I didn't think about that part. But yeah, that was another big moment. I had haven't promoted it super, but it was like I did it, and it's on the website. You can purchase them, and I want to really promote it. But it was so big. I felt like, as a black man, this is big for me.
Yeah.
I love a good do-rag. I have so many colors, so you're just adding to my.
Oh, see, listen, and I got an amazing color for you too.
Oh, I can't wait to see you have the show.
For me, as you know, I have sent you the link, but I just dropped a 5-track EP.
Awesome EP. But go ahead.
Yeah, produced by Grammy-winning producer Illmind. God has blessed him to release it, and it was cool because like I sent it out to like Seven, I sent it out to like other Vegas media, and the feedback was all similar. They're just like, my brother in Christ, like you're actually out here doing it. Like this sounds like the music the city's been missing. Like you've kind of like been doing your own thing. Like you haven't really stuck to anybody's formula, anybody's rhythm. You've just been beating your own drum, and like this shit sounds like how I think you wanted it to sound. And I'm just like, you're correct. And so just hearing all that feedback from like people who've been in the industry and who have like done and seen and interviewed a lot of like big, small, but like really established artists sit here and tell me like I got the sauce. Nothing beat that. I had a moment too where I sat back and I cried a little bit. I'm like, in 2.5 years I really got in a really far place because like I've been an established producer since 2009, but I just started rapping in 2022. So to like, so to be where I'm at right now with my production and my bars being on a high level, I'm like, yeah.
That's pretty dope. I mean, 3 years.
You want to know what's so crazy? I did a revamp and really started rapping 2022. It's when Danny Phantom dropped and I came out and I caught everybody's attention. That's crazy. I'm like, 2022. Yeah, that was a good year for rappers, I guess. It was a good year for rappers,
yeah. Got two kings sitting on the couch
right.
100%. And then and this is nothing against nobody. What I thought was amazing was to see me. I mean, I've modeled, radio show. I even tried to do the music and it went nowhere. To see myself sit back, assess the damage, formulate everything, and do things the right way and see it work out was crazy. Yeah. Like 2022 was just. That was 3 years ago.
It was.
I mean, I got that same year, the following year, I seen the Hip Hop Awards, and I'm like, oh, I want to do it. Like, not that I thought it was anything for Vegas, but I knew that, like, hey, I want to be, like, at least accepted into the Hip Hop Awards for Los. And when they hit me to perform, I'm just like, bro, I, like, literally thought about this when, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't big, but that was one of the thoughts that I had, like.
I think that's
to just, do so.
I was like, that's a really powerful tool as a creator, being able to like take the things that you envision and see in your head and then turn them into actual tangible things is, I think, a really, really powerful like tool that a lot of creators have. And I love to see you exercising that in that way. That's really dope, man.
Yeah.
And even now it's like, now I'm thinking about, okay, you did this in 3 years, 3 more years, bro. You're going to be like flabbergasted. Like,
I mean, just being an entrepreneur, that's what makes you an entrepreneur, right? Because you have to have these big dreams and visions and stuff because that's where your gas comes from. That's where that drive and passion comes from because you believe in it. You want to see it. You foresee the future. You're not going somewhere and making them make the schedule for you. You get paid what they get, You get what insurance I tell you to get. Right now, it's, it's like, oh shit, I got to do this because, oh, I see myself here. It's like we have to put ourselves and think like that to keep it going.
Yeah,
like
100%.
Hiring yourself.
Yeah.
100%.
Responsible for your own self-improvement. I love that. That was a good question.
100%.
All right. How do you practice self-compassion in your daily life? Whew. All right.
Meaning not being too hard on yourself.
I mean, that's certainly part of it. I think for me is like allowing myself time to like reflect. I think reflection for me is really important for a lot of things, like improving on my mental wellness, making sure that my mental health is good, but also understanding that there may be moments throughout the day that I should have been providing myself some self-compassion. So maybe I'm not always like good at doing it in the moment, but when I like to take stock of my day, it's really good to kind of like highlight points where maybe I should have given myself a little bit more grace and then use that as like a springboard to go into the next day. So it's a little retroactive, and then it kind of turns into proactivity once I'm able to like start applying it. But yeah, that's kind of my system, honestly.
I'm still working on that too, y'all. I'm so hard on myself.
It's ridiculous. Listen, I'm like self-compassion to myself.
Yeah.
Ew, no.
Oh, don't let me mess up something or miss out on something. I'm really like, oh, damn.
Listen, I spilled this
Man,
drink for the
I can't
second
even
time. Y'all don't know how many words I called myself. Like, you would be the idiot to do, like, it just start going. But that's dope. Ain't nothing passionate about how I am about myself. But it works. Let me say that for me, it works being hard on myself. I don't want nobody ever checking me. I don't like that feeling. I don't like being corrected or told what to do. So I guess I'm hard on myself so nobody else have to be.
I get that.
In
Yeah.
every aspect of, like, I'm a firm believer in being like, no, there's no passion with myself. Even it can be something small. And then I'll even tell, like, I've gotten like, no, I'm not upset. Like, I did something to you, right? You're like Lavender. I'm not upset with you at all. I'm upset with me because I won't allow that to happen to nobody else. Because the next person might not feel that way. So I have to be hard on myself in that aspect.
Yeah. I'll say more so with life, I'm more easygoing, like more compassionate with myself because I know I'm not perfect. I know where the fuck I've been and where I'm at now. It's gonna be all right. Like, I don't do a lot of, like, there's a full circumference change. So it's like, hey, it's gonna get better. But like when I'm work, that's more harder for me to be more compassionate with myself because again, I have that mindset the job's not finished. So any of those little things, I'm still like, no. Like, I'm watching every little thing like, oh, that was wrong, that eye twitch or this little thing. I'm like, oh, like, I'm still working on that.
That's
when it
funny.
comes to my work.
I'm the opposite. My art is my art. If you don't like it, go shoot. Go,
Yeah.
please.
I relate a lot to with what you said because, like, there was a lot of, like, even up until I would say maybe just like a year ago, I was very, very, like, hard on myself too. And I realized that, like, when I was younger, I got talked to kind of harshly. I love you, Mom. I do. You're the best. Just know I'm saying this with love, but, like, my mom came up in a certain time and she thought that was the best way to parent. So I experienced a lot of, like, toughness, and it did help mold me, but it also became like my internal compass. But there was a point in time that I realized I was like, I didn't really like being talked to that way, so I'm gonna stop talking to myself that way because, like, I just don't want to, like, keep that energy going, like, myself. So, like, I changed my intrinsic motivations, and, like, as much as I value praise, I also value criticism equally as much because it allows me to help shape my inner dialogue and my inner voice to be something more constructive than destructive. When it's time to make change or when it's time to, like, understand that I did make errors or that I did stumble, like, I'm just like, okay, you messed up, but, like, you don't got to be like a stupid motherfucker because you messed up. Like, I messed up and I was like, okay, what can I do to be different in the next situation that I find myself in, like this one? You know what I mean? Uh-oh, he got caught up.
Yeah, I did. I'm always trying to go for the auto one.
Caught up.
In my head, I'm like a whole construction worker, and I'm like, it's leveled to this way so you can.
Got me twisted.
Come on, which way are you gonna go?
Yeah, Confessions was a dope album.
Yes.
Okay, this one's not
Me
gonna
and my
go.
parents was just talking about that album.
It was one.
That
of
was
his
they
best.
shit.
It was one
Confessions?
of his best, yeah.
Was that?
My
it was
dad would
this
play it
one.
on his own and my mom.
That's not
Then they
MoneeeTalk.
played together.
You know what? It's working. And then now you can just give
I'm glad I chose to color y'all. This is what I'm coloring.
If you just give it like a little side to side wiggle, it'll clear up some space for you. But, like, yeah, be careful.
Nah, this the whole thing trying to come.
I know. Why would you? No.
My big man hands is about to get real aggressive.
Ooh, baby.
Look, it's not cheating if I slide it back, right?
I don't think so.
I'm down.
As long as you're just touching that brick. If there's
Look, we got the critic over here.
Yeah. As long as you got that hand on that brick, my boy, you good.
I am convinced they glued this one because it is not gonna. I have
okay.
no option but to take the whole thing. We about to.
Oh.
No, you can do it.
It's not coming. It's thinking a thingy. Come on, slide off, bro. And I want to cheat and just put my finger there and
I
pull it
believe
out.
you,
But I don't.
you might
Like,
be,
we're
you
not.
might be cooked, my boy.
So we finish singing the song. I'm so
Caught up.
Got me
Got me
feeling
feeling.
caught up. Don't know what it is.
Okay.
Well, this just
Brief
in.
moment while Lavender strategized. I'm just joking. What was the question again? Because I forgot it. I wanted to answer.
Yeah.
It wasn't the.
Oh yeah, how do you practice self-compassion in your daily life? I think we all kind of went around.
Did
so,
we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to
It's
pull
your
another
turn.
one,
Yeah, it's your turn to pull.
You can pull, and then you can pull that drink up like.
Ah!
Prepare myself.
G-Talk. I'm telling you, I'm going to put that on there.
Can you share a time when you felt particularly resilient?
I'm going to just start and say, as a Black woman, I feel resilient every day.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's kind of baked into your existence.
It is baked
Yeah.
into my existence. It's in my melanin.
Yeah.
Yes.
No,
I don't care how
100%.
bad the day is going. I still will conquer. And yeah.
I'm
Have the
trying to go
righteousness.
into a deeper.
Yeah, resiliency can be like a lot of things too.
I want to say the moment that other people actually, I start being more confident to show the different sides of myself as an artist. And for years and years, I had this, what everybody know to be Lavender Kiing. I didn't want to show that more crazier side of me, which is how I felt. And I guess once I did release it, and the first time I did, and I'm in a studio and people's heads is turning like, who is that? And bringing out the different characters and the different sides of me in the booth, people were amazed. So in that moment, after that, I received paragraphs of like how amazing I am and I have this it factor. There was a lot of resilience that came with that.
That's super sick. I think for me, because things have just kind of been ramping up for me, very like exponentially when it comes to music. Like, booking things like these talks, these podcasts, booking a lot more shows, like working with a lot more artists and things like that. It's caused me to have to kind of shift the balance of my life a lot. But like one of those things where it has impacted was like, being a father, right? I'm still a very present father, so this is like not me being like, oh, I've kind of negated fatherhood to pursue music. Not that at all, but it has caused me to be a little bit more hyper aware of like the time that my daughter wants to spend with me and what that looks like with projects and deadlines and things like that. And so I felt really resilient about a couple weeks ago when my daughter came to me and was just like, I love you, Dad. I love that you're doing the music. It sounds really good. You're one of my favorite artists I listen to, but like you're also just like one of my favorite people. Like, and that to me, like, it just tugged at my heartstrings, and I was like, you know what? Even with all the sacrifice, even with all the balancing act, I'm still able to like be there and be present with her, and she see that, and it's just a good feeling, So that made me feel pretty resilient because I was wondering if I was even balancing any of that appropriately, But she let me know that I was.
You're doing the damn thing.
Yeah.
Pretty sure the Jenga block will come with a little resilience too.
Ooh.
And I got two. I don't know if that.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, dude.
If the tower stands.
Let me tell you, I should have just kind of continued.
Yeah,
we'll call this a double.
Well,
double fly. I am that guy. I didn't do it this time.
Again, I'm glad I picked to color because it looks pretty
intense over here.
intense.
Y'all seen me struggle for that break for so long when this man just came. He just pulled that one.
Ooh.
He said, sorry to this man, I'm gonna pull this.
I know.
You seen what I say that all the time when Keke Palmer looked at that picture and said, sorry to this man. I said, not sorry to this man. It was like a vice president or somebody. This one is just sticking out to me.
Trump ain't put the pen down since he.
I wonder.
Okay, is it my turn?
It
Yeah.
is.
Okay, so now we have to try our England accents.
Ooh, this is gonna set
This is my
well.
favorite one.
It
I'll
is.
try. Yes.
Okay, guys, we're going to see who does it better. Make sure you leave the comments
Cover the
below.
mic. I need a clear throat for this one.
How do you typically cope with stress or anxiety?
Let me read that real quick. All right, bro. How you typically cope with stress waves on the internet?
He said, bruv.
Hello, how do you typically? Hello. How do you
Hello.
typically cope with stress or anxiety?
I like that. Very,
you guys
very
said
old
it.
English. Yeah.
Yes. Damn it.
All right. Well, that was your question.
Bloody hell.
Bloody hell.
Bloody hell, mate.
Okay, for the most part, smoke weed every day.
I love me some good greens.
But okay, if not, because I am trying to learn, y'all, to do it with, coping with it without it, because it's that thing I just want to learn, just taking a moment, again, just not, damn. I try not to get so upset. I try not to get so, because again, it's just always keeping that balance, remembering, how I felt in those moments when I was weak, in those moments when I didn't care about myself or my well-being, my health. Yeah, it's just not good for me all around. My mental, my body, it's like once I'm stressing out, it shows in my body and then it trickles down from there. So it's like just to maintain it and balance it, smoke, pray,
Yeah.
smoke, then journal or staying productive, that keeps me in a positive mode, because when I'm focusing on what matters, the positive things, spending time with my family, doing stuff like that, just the stuff that matters, making plans, planning things, like whether it's a picnic, to going out to eat, to I have a plan today, I have something to do today. Having a goal. Shit.
100%.
It's trying to slow me down. I got shit.
I got it.
No, that's real. I mean, I'm the same way. When I'm dealing with some stressful or anxious moments in my life, I try to dig into my bag of coping skills, whether that be sitting and breathing for a few minutes, maybe taking some time to do absolutely nothing, or maybe getting into some distractions. Like maybe I'll throw in a video game, maybe I'll watch a TV show or hang out with my daughter or do an activity with her. Or sometimes I'll even lean on my supports. Like I got people that I like to talk to in certain situations about certain things in my life, kind of pick their brains. So it really just depends on what's happening in that moment and what I need. So I just try to, dig into my bag and make sure that, I got a tool for every little bit of stress and anxiety, and some weed. I do love
And a little marijuana. You got
some
it.
good green, yeah.
That's why they made it legal, because they know you done had a lot less more murders. I'm telling you that now.
No. Yes, I agree.
Niggas smoke and be like, you know what?
Man.
Even worse on that.
You know what? For real, because when I do too, that's why a lot of shit slide. But even though it's because my mom be like, you smoke so much. If I'm like, shit, they gotta do sometimes, because I'll be on 10 if I didn't. The little shit be bothering me. Like,
I like all of those answers, because a lot of them, you know what I'm saying, I take from. But the biggest way for me to, deal with my stress and anxiety will be.
Oh, is it coming up a lot? Yeah.
no, I just see, so I wanted to fix it.
I
That's the
appreciate it.
cancer thing. Like,
Yeah.
I gotta help.
Yeah, it's gotta help all the time, right? I love that.
Being observant.
That was actually pretty dope. That was very observant. I like that skill there. I let it out, my stress and anxiety, and usually I will try to make a phone call to somebody that I know would listen. Will be my biggest one. I think you text me something and I released some stuff on you a little bit, because you were tapping in with me and talking to me. So when I know that a person will be that ear for me or could be that, I'm calling you, because I don't need to hold it in, and I know I will. And I know with that comes suicidal thoughts, come da-da-da-da-da. So you don't have too many people like that, but I'll try to let it out. If I got to talk my mess, I'm going to talk my mess. If I'm mad that you did, you gonna hear me and I'm gonna let it out and I'm be over it. And about after I smoke my weed and pray to like God, just keep on. But I try to let it out. And also let other people aware. Like my daughter, she's 4. I've had to cope with my mental health and my anger. So I've even found a way of like actually just, letting her be known. Daddy is very upset right now. And I'm, there's a lot going on. And you know what I'm saying? I will play later and give her a time frame of when I think I'm gonna be cool. Little things like that.
See, that as a father, I love that you do that.
Yeah.
I have to do that with my child too because she's like full go. How you guys are full go, she's full go, but like for fun. It's just like I'm ready to have fun.
What's next?
Right now, all the time until it's bedtime. I'm like, I get that. I don't have that capacity. So setting those boundaries, I think, is really huge, especially when you're trying to like deal with stress and anxiety. Because like the last thing that I want to do is transmute that energy into my daughter, right? And I let her know. I said, look, I want to. I need a few minutes. Let Daddy decompress. I had a really stressful day. I appreciate you giving me this time. I'm gonna come seek you out when I'm ready. How about that?
Right, yeah. And you have to, and because they don't understand.
Yeah.
But what I do also know is one day they will. So this is the time to start teaching them, hey, this is what Dad's feeling right now. And because Dad's feeling this way, he is taking some time to himself. Where even the person that is number 1 in the world to me, which is my daughter, like I let her know that Dad needs a little space from that person. And if it's that, if I need a little space from you, baby, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's kind of bad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
That's real.
But I have the most understanding, and I thank God for it every day. Little 4-year-old ever.
It's beautiful.
Yes, but no, it is beautiful. No buts at all.
Souls, yeah.
Just to add to that, though, I think it's also important too, because I'm learning this too, because I cannot wait to experience the pain before I'm like the age.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, don't let that.
So, but
that.
I, feel like I need to do that more with people. Even when I'm having a bad day, I tend to just talk to God and be like, I already talked to who I need to talk to. If I just won't talk to you today.
Yeah.
And I need to get better with communicating that with people when they be like, yo, what's up? Or how you doing or whatever. And I'm just like, hey, I'm not having a good day. Sometimes I do it, but I'm not all the time. But just, for example, like with my mom sometime, right? She could be calling me, telling me, and we're talking about what's going on, in life or whatever. And she might not, she'll ask me, you okay? Everything good? Like, but me being the kind of person that I am, which I'm learning to just unwind a little bit, I'm just listening to what's going on and I want to help or just more so just being an ear. Sure. And I'm not, and since I feel like I've already talked to God about it, I'm not like, so like, hey, yeah, well, today was actually a bad day for me. Like, because it was, and just to say that when I'm talking to her, it might come out like I'm upset or I answered kind of funky, and it's like, well, I'm kind of in a funky mood, but you don't know I'm in a funky mood because I didn't say what's wrong with me. I'm just saying, oh no, I'm fine, when really I'm not fucking fine. So I need to be better with that for sure, because I feel like I love being that for other, like, hey, because that's easy. I can, what you need.
Right.
You know?
That's me too, and it's funny that you said that. I actually had a similar situation where me and my mom stopped talking for about a year over that, and I have a distance myself because I don't want my problem to be your problem, and that's just funny because I have that same, and like I won't talk to my family if things is bad. Because what I can't do is start to tell you this, because what are you going to want to do? Help. And now you're trying to, well, you have this going on, but you still want to help. There was a particular time, like, and I didn't like it. I needed something for my sister, and I love them to death. My sister couldn't do it. Called my mom, and my mom is doing, and I'm like, oh my God, like I would have never, like I would have asked my mom if I needed it that bad. But I guess especially with my mom, she's the last person that I would call a lot of times. And it's not that I don't love her. It's because I know she's going to ask certain questions. How is this? And how is this? And do I want to disappoint her with, you know what I'm saying, this portion of my life that you might not be proud of?
Yeah.
Oh, that's heavy, man.
Yeah. Because I realize I don't, even though she acts, she does her part, right? And it's like, it's me. I'm not.
But yeah, it's me. It's clearly me. It's not you.
Me. I mean, it's it's not you. It's not you. It's me. I need her when she acts, even though we're talking about what's going on, and I want to be more like, no, we need to do this, fix you, and fix what we got, you know, versus telling her, Mom, actually, even if it's just something small that really bothered me, you know, still just tell her. Because one, I am an emotional person. I feel like everyone is, they just handle it differently. Me, I definitely just hold it in more so. I'll talk about it with God. I lash out more so. That's one person that just hears it all. Like, I'll just come like, so, you know?
Right.
And
no,
I feel
100%.
like I need to do that too with my mom. I need to tell her or my parents, you know, if they might not ask the right question, I just need to tell them. But I need them to receive it too. And then we talk about, like, you know, and it goes like this, like, you know, because I feel like I do need to be more verbal when I'm going through stuff, because sometimes they might come out like, oh, she's got an attitude or she's upset. And it's like, no, I'm answering funky because I'm in a funky ass mood and I don't even want to say it. It's not you, it's me. And I can't even say it's me because I don't feel like, I don't know. It's just like that mood where it's like, I don't even want to talk about it because I'm going to be in that.
Because, and then I don't know.
I don't know. I'm still working on that.
That particular feeling I relate to, right? But then it's like, now I gotta talk about it. So it's coming across funky because I didn't want you to know in the first place.
Right.
You know what? It almost sounds as though it's like, because you know who your parents are, or who the people in your life who love and support you kind of are, if you were to tell them certain things, they would probably react a certain way, which is probably causing some of the aversion to even talk to them. I would say this, something that could help, and I know you weren't necessarily seeking advice, but like,
I'm always
like, but how you set boundaries with your daughter, like when you're just like, you know, I need a little bit before I can do this or do that. If you do need to talk to somebody and you recognize that, why don't you just let them know? Say, hey, look, I got to talk to you about something, but all I need from you right now is just to listen. I don't want feedback. I don't want advice. I just need your ears. And then once I get it all out, maybe we can talk about it. But really, I just need to get this off my chest because it's eating at me. You know what I mean? Set those boundaries. See if they're willing to respect those healthy boundaries. That way you can kind of open up that door of communication. You know what I mean?
That's powerful. I think a lot of us can use that. Just, again, that communication before we have these important conversations with people. Anyone, like, listen, I can't remember. A woman said this when she was on Girl Talk, and she just said, do you have the mental capacity for me right now? Like, can we talk?
Sure.
Because it's like, sometimes you might not. You might be going through some shit, and I'm picking up the phone about to leash my shit, and you're not there.
Yeah, your
how you doing?
Is so low,
You got some time? Can you handle me right now? Because I got some shit I need to leash out. I gotta talk. I got some pressure. I'm a little tense right now. I feel like I need to be better with that too, because again, it goes with those people that in my circle. You know, you're here for a reason, so I should be able to not lash out, but, you know, let it out and talk about it. Like, but I definitely need to get better with my parents, because I feel like sometimes we have that miscommunication where it's just like, I'm just having a funky ass, like, you know, or fucked up day, or a long ass day, or, you know, this didn't happen, or it could just be one of those days, like, you know, Monica said. No.
And this sucks too, because it's like you have all this other stuff that's been even like bubbling up and boiling up, and then like they just ask you a question like, "Hey, is everything okay?" And like, for whatever reason, that's the straw. That's the straw. You're just like, "Hey man, listen here, motherfucker," like, you know. And it's like you don't even want it to be that way, but at the same time, it's like you didn't have that healthy outlet to begin with, so it's like it kind of makes sense that things got to that level too, you know. So I get it.
Wow. Whew.
I was gonna comment, but I'm gonna leave it where it's at.
No, you can.
But no, I was. No, I was. It's going to go to a whole nother place. But I do thank you for that. Let's just say I have tried the wrong way. Was throughout a text message. That's what caused me and that's not the talk.
Yeah.
The alone I like, and it was like a pour out of my emotions throughout a text message because I am bad with communicating these things right to my mom. But yeah. So, but I guess also it's the way that you do things and the way that you have those conversations and you ask for that time, like we mentioned.
Yes.
And I've already learned that I went the wrong way by texting.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
I went through that.
People got to understand too. Yes, when we're going a serious conversation, sometimes a phone conversation, because you need to feel me, you need to hear me.
Yeah.
We need to talk about this in person. If it's not, you far away, cool.
Yeah,
Let's have a
text
call.
messages, while they're
But
convenient,
text is
they don't convey tone.
Pantone is everything because people it's always miscommunicated. You get these long ass texts and it's like, yo, you're not even and the voice things don't make it because you just yelling and. But yes,
That's real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 100%.
Yeah, these are some impactful questions. We really kind of
we're almost there.
in, yeah.
We're almost there, yeah. But this is what's important. This was definitely important. It's on you.
It is.
So, yep.
It's mine?
Yep, and there is something. So if you want to, whenever,
Let's see.
we're almost there.
I see some bunched together. Let's see what this is. How do you prioritize your own needs and well-being?
Wait, read that again.
How do you prioritize your own needs and well-being? Prioritize my own need. If you know Lavender Kiing, you know this ain't needs. A lot of wants. I prioritize my needs a lot. A lot. I like if I'm a brat. To the people that do love me, they deal with so much. Or like needs of me getting here. Let me just throw it out there. I don't drive nowhere. I don't. I have a driver's license. I have a job. Like I can afford a car. I just don't do it because people love me and they're gonna drive me every time. And I can sit in the passenger seat and I can like promote things and take selfies and
yeah. Passenger princess.
Really,
Passenger prince.
the prince. I mean, you call it whatever you want. I mean, but it's just. But also, far as what I do in life now, it works for me. You know, I'm such a busy person that extra time that allows me not to. I was running late. I don't have time to park. I don't have time to. I have to get here. They expected me here by 7. If I had to park and do all of that, we would have been a little later. But, yeah, I'm pretty good at making the time for the things that I want to do and the things that I need to do. That is always key. The things that my daughter needs and the things that I need to ensure I'm happy and. It don't matter what it is. My budget, if you've seen Lavender Kiing videos, like I don't have but I'm going to put that money into it. So that, because that's what makes me happy is seeing this video and it's like this amazing piece of work. So that's what I do. There's no limit to making myself happy.
Yeah, I prioritizing my wants and needs. How do I go about that? Well, for me,
was that the question?
It was, yeah.
Let me get a. Was that it? Ooh. No, I don't know what I did with that question. Was it wants and needs?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That was even worse because I don't. My wants are needs fully.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Yeah. For me, it kind of harkens back to what I was talking about a little bit earlier in one of our questions. But like for me, in order for me to do the things that I need to do, especially at like a high level and an efficient level, I need to make sure that my cup is full, right? So every day that I wake up, I understand that yes, I'm not only am I myself, I'm a father, I'm a business owner, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a rapper, I'm a producer, I'm an engineer. I wear a lot of hats. But in order for me to wear the hats efficiently, the first thing that I have to make sure that I'm doing is that I'm giving back to myself, making sure that I have the fuel, whether it be actual food or like if I'm working out, if I've done enough mental balancing to take on the tasks that I need to take on for the day. It starts with me making sure that my cup is full so I can give the energy and the overflow to the people and the things that need it the most. And so if I'm starting my day off and I know I won't have an opportunity to fill my cup, most oftentimes I'm not nearly as productive as I need to be, and things don't get done. So, and I've noticed that about myself. It's like I need to be at a certain capacity in order to do things very well, and I will make sure that I do that first before I do anything else, because a lot of the hats that I wear are important, and I want to make sure that I'm giving them their due recompense and their due energy. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, my health as well.
Sure.
So having some type of organization for me helps satisfy my wants and my needs, or so having some type of structure, again, just waking up early, having my facials, and taking my vitamins, having a nice hot good tea, like those things help me. The wants are just simple, like I don't know, I'm very like more of experiences. So I guess my wants start with just wanting to finish this upload, wanting to go out with my mom, wanting like little small things. So it's like I do it. Sure. I don't know.
Yeah, no, 100%. And then it kind of almost feel like you need to do it, right?
Yeah.
Like that's kind of how I feel. Similar, like it just kind of formulates because I feel like I need to do what I want.
I like that.
I need to do what I want.
I need to do what I want.
Yeah. Like simple, like, you know what I'm saying? To make me happy, because needs and wants are two different things. But when you can say, hey, what I want is freaking important, like that's what, because at the end of you doing what other people want. If even my daughter, I'm not like my daughter loves her daddy, like, woo, no tomorrow. Biggest fan, like, you know what I'm saying? I think I'm amazing, but I know also to do what's best for her, I gotta make myself happy. Do what's best for you. Because then I'm gonna come to her miserable. Like, I feel like that was my mama. You had 6 kids, didn't have no life, I would have been whooping us with anything I can find, too. But maybe if you know what I'm saying,
she found some balance.
Found some balance, and the crafting stuff that you're doing now, did it back then. You know what I'm saying? Instead of whooping us, craft something. Now you old and you want to craft.
Craft something. Gotta be the quote of the night.
Well, shit, because that's what I'm saying. It's so crazy when you think about history, how it's so important, right? And how it plays literally so much in our life. Especially just being, like, what's Black History Month, y'all? Just being Black, right? And I'm just being real. Coming from slavery, that's all they knew. To get beat. You do bad, you get beat. You do this, you get beat. That's all they knew. It just got better because you got freedom, but the disciplinary ways they knew was just whooping, talking to you wrong. Like, it's just literally fucked up how the path that was already paid. Right. So it's like our parents didn't really know much because they got beat. If we hear stories about them, they got beat, and they got beat in public. Then you get older and you realize that, okay, beating is actually wrong. Yeah. You don't go get the switch. You don't go, you know?
There's better ways to teach the lessons,
So now it's like, oh, you motherfucker, because now it relates to talking now, because that's all we do.
Sure, yeah.
So it's so crazy and fucked up. Like, if our parents didn't know, maybe we could have been, we don't know. But it's, again, one of those written stories that we'll just never know. Because you see Cody, so the Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, that motherfucker lived in a hotel. Yeah. And was lit.
Right.
And he always got in trouble, but his mom didn't yell at him. Like,
sure did, yeah. Nah, that's real though. But like, I see it like this too. Like, especially with he and I both being parents. Like again, I love you, Mom. I love you. I swear, this is you did what you could. I know it. But like, it's now our time to like change that dialogue, change the way that we like handle and raise our our kids. And look, not for nothing, but like I feel like I'm doing a pretty exceptional job. Like I got an AB student. Like she's very respectful. Like people always praise her when she's out and about, and like she's sociable. She has a lot of friends. She's in a lot of activities. She's a pretty well-rounded kid, and it's just like I didn't raise her how I was raised, and she still turned out pretty fantastic. So it's just like, cool, I did it my way, and it worked.
And it worked.
Yeah.
The beauty of history, the beauty of going through it, because you went through it, she won't have to.
Yeah.
And because your mom went through worse, you didn't have to. I mean, you went through some shit, but it wasn't as probably worse as she went through. Like, far as it was more incest, more rapings, more young, like, now I'm not saying it wasn't in, because, that's again, some families still transitioning from what used to be okay to what's not. And now you see how we're still in that transitioning. Now you are showing your daughter, hey, you went through some shit. It's transitioning. You don't have to, because it sucks that we were put in these positions to play out history but you were able to do that for your future because you guys have girls now, kids.
I want to make a comment, which is because I heard the word just come up so many times. Yeah. The fact that this is our history, but when it comes to Black History Month, we talk about slavery. We keep it, but we don't talk about the fact that I never met my grandparents, but the only thing I know is like they were drunks, and you know what I'm saying? Certain things like those. I think those are the things that now we are now seeing, and that I think it's important that even our children learn and know, because I think that's part of what made me want to be a great father. Like when I found out about my grandpa and grandma and like what they were like okay, that's why you like this, mama. And you know what I'm saying?
Now the finger point.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like, okay, I have to make this change. And I think the important the importance of, I think, history, then your history needs to be talked about. Black history is crazy. And we're talking about the incest that happens, that everybody does is under the rug, that can still affect a whole nother generation. Yeah. You don't know how those things are affecting parents now when they have to raise their kids. Maybe there's something that, had been talked about a little bit more, that person can be cured from. Yeah. Like my mom went through certain things, so I had to go through certain things because she went through it. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure somebody who have been sexually abused or went through that kind of trauma or like that, and I'm just bringing this one up because in Black families, it's something that we don't like to talk about. And it's something I'm an advocate for, that it should be talked about because it happens more often than you would want to think. It's crazy, and it's, but that is our history, and these are the things that needs to change. The way that my mama hit me with whatever. It's crazy. Where I think discipline is necessary.
Definitely.
Yeah. But you could have talked to me and had a very stern conversation and got the same result.
Honestly, yeah. And I say, like, even with all this, like the history, the generations kind of enduring a lot of these traumas and things like that, it's a big burden for us realizing that we want to do things differently, and now we have to be these curse breakers on top of dealing with all the other stresses in our life, right? Being a parent, I realized I was like, man, there was so much that I endured, so much that I experienced that I don't want to pass on to my daughter. It's an extra weight that you have to carry because you're constantly being mindful about how you react, how you talk, the certain behaviors that you want to display, how you're living your life. All those things are crucial and important to break the curse because it's like their eyes are constantly on you. They're always paying attention. The way that they understand our history is by observing us. Mm-hmm. And so we have to be these like pillars, these beacons, and like, again, it goes back to like taking care of your mental health and being aware of your mental wellness, doing those things, being mindful, being purposeful, because if you don't, they're going to see it, and it's just going to, you try to break the curse, and if you stumble even a little bit sometimes, it's like now you're creating new things, and so it's a huge burden being a parent, I feel like.
It is, yeah. 100%.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, it's an amazing experience to also see the changes though. Like, I can speak for myself and my daughter. One of the things that I know that she already knows, self-love.
Mm.
If at 4 years old, if you tell this girl that she's pretty, half of the time she's like, I know, like, you know, like, or like, oh, thank you, like, or you know what I'm saying? The compliment, like, you almost know that she already knows this.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that was like important for me. Like, she knows to look in the mirror. I taught her to look and say, you know, that's beautiful. She loves when she colors. Every time will get that brown crayon and color her color. And every girl, they could be a white woman, and she got beautiful brown skin. And she's like, Dad, you see her beautiful brown skin, just like me, just like you. You know what I'm saying?
Time of day is different. Yeah.
And just teaching her to, that's very important to know, like very early on, love yourself. Not love, even just love me, love yourself. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, this is a good ass question. I ain't gonna lie.
We have 4 more.
Okay. It's up to you if you want to dive in.
Yeah, it's up to y'all.
Teach your family history this month to your kids. I'm just saying, if y'all got
Teach
kids,
that family history.
if they
And
old
then we'll
enough to
end on a fun
understand,
note.
if they're old enough to understand, make it a joke.
It's on you.
It's on you, yeah.
Okay, Chinese accents now. No, I'm just.
Oh,
Oh.
we're gonna end this live right
No,
now.
I'm just.
Listen, my roommate would love this one. Shrimp on a fry, right? It's that's how I order my rice. It's so bad. I swear.
Oh, chicken fried rice.
No, I'd say it to him like that every time. It's only, I'm cool with them though. I'll be like, can I get to the house of the fry, right? Please.
That's crazy.
I like, they cool. It's not racist.
Oh, yes.
They love it. I'm just
Yes.
practicing.
Ni hao. Look. How do you recognize when you're not feeling your best? Moves me, of course. I mean, I am definitely a fairy. So when I don't feel the dust, I'm just like, what is going on back there? No dust?
No dust.
I need a reset. I got to reset. I'm upset. And, so that's how I know when my mood changes for sure.
Right.
This top lip sweats when
Really? That's your
when
thing?
I'm upset. Yeah.
My nostrils flare.
Really?
They do it all the time. Like, I think I just did it to make them flare. But when I'm mad, they just go.
Yeah. This top lip be sweating. It's like, damn.
For me, I know I'm not myself when I find myself like constantly like drifting off or dissociating. I'm just like, oh, I'm not even being present right now. I know I'm not having a great day because like I'm very mindful about being present. So when I'm not, I'm just like, something's got to be off. Let's retreat. Let's figure out what's going on. Let's address it. So that way I'm not just kind of like coasting throughout my day and not even realizing what's happening, So
Mine is when every noise start to piss me off. That's how I know. I'm like, when everything is getting to me, I need to go find me an empty room with nobody in it. I mean, if you come in there and I hear your phone and you like videos, it's the most. I be wanting to smack people's phone. When I get that feeling in my soul that I want to smack somebody's phone off their hand and they just scrolling through social media,
That's
how
funny.
I know.
I literally, TMI y'all, I literally look at the app because I'm like, if it's that time when I'm really aggravated, I really do look at my app like, am I about to start my period? Because shit is just, I was just crying an hour ago, now I'm fucking pissed. Look, I'm like, oh yeah.
That's what it is.
Look, she's coming, okay.
See, at least you got a reason. Like, I'm just still stuck like, wow, I want to slap people's phones off their hand.
Okay, I'm going to say this in front of everybody.
Oh, here we go.
Men have periods. Y'all just don't bleed, but y'all I fully believe it. Y'all experience everything, and I feel like y'all even experience bloating. You just don't know. But just far as the feelings, like far as the like irritability, don't want to be bothered, because why do they say, and I feel like when they say men act like, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying it's because
They act like what?
And we don't want to be bothered.
You don't want to be bothered, like, acting a little feminine or, attitude-y. And
Listen, I know what I love to say it.
Yeah, listen, if you talk to all my exes, they'll be like, that's the Gemini in you. That's your other twin. I've heard that so many times. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm one person.
Oh, I know, because it's like, but it's normal. It's just we don't fucking talk about it. Men have periods. I don't care what anyone says. Y'all just don't bleed out your dick.
I don't think I'm on a once a month spectrum. That would be mine. Is like I don't think like once a month. Like I'm like, oh, it's that like around that time a month. No.
Yeah, no, it's not once a month for y'all. It's like once every 3 months.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's like a once every 3 months where you're like super like I can't take it anymore.
Oh my God, what is this?
Once every 3 months where you're like,
I don't know what
can't
movie
fucking
connection that made, but it reminded me of something, and I don't know what it was, and it's gonna drive me crazy.
That's funny.
I'm serious.
I get moody sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. I've never clocked it as an every 3 month thing, but there are certain days where I'm just like, yeah, please don't bother me.
Clock it. I'm telling you, you own it. You're like, leave me alone. Close the door.
When he shows up 3 months, I'm like, hey, yo,
Listen, it happened.
he was right.
Watch everybody.
I do. Do you want to know what I am a firm believer of? I believe that men are more emotional than females.
Oh yes, yes.
A lot of guys probably would not like that. I'm opening the box for this conversation, but yeah, I do. I think that we are just taught to hold our emotions a certain way, and just.
Would
I
that
think,
make you more
let me tell you,
emotional because you have
I even heard a woman have a conversation, right? And it was like, you dudes don't get together and be having what? They don't get together and have emotional conversations. So what do you think my bros do when they going through it with their female? I'd be wondering, bro, you were talking to me for an hour about your baby mama who is sleeping with. And I'm over here. This is where I'd be like, look, I'd be wanting to call him out, like, bro, you act like a little bit. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I grew up with a tough mother, a woman who beat up the men in this scenario. So I don't have that same, like, when it comes to that. Like, you can't get me all brokenhearted over, like, no.
And I feel.
Go ahead.
I feel for you, right? But I feel for you, and I feel for your mom too. Only reason being, just listening to you say that, because she's being tough because she's got kids.
Yeah.
And she had to play tough because she had to be the mama and the daddy. And which put her in a different, which is so messed up because when I was in a relationship too, when I'm like, I had no time to be soft. And now you hear that more, soft girl era, soft girl. Yeah, because I do actually remember being the man. Like,
right.
I do actually remember being tough and remembering like, yeah, all right, so I gotta pay this bill. Like even just feeling like a man,
tough, yeah.
And just like, damn, that energy I had to have because it was like I had to make it happen. I had to make a way. I had to put and it's like, damn, now I know what it feels like to be a woman and stand in it and actually stand in it. Not just say you're a woman because you got a pussy. I'm saying actually feel that femininity.
That which is beautiful. I think you two both bring up good points. I wanted to kind of piggyback off what you're saying about how men are probably a little bit more emotional than women. I can say that. I can say that with like good confidence that a lot of like my long-lasting, strong like male friendships, we will sit down and be vulnerable with each other.
Yeah.
And we will like get to the nitty-gritty and hold each other accountable. And so like I remember when my granddad died in 2016. One of the first people I called up was a good male friend of mine, and cried to him on the phone because it was just like he understood what that was
felt like.
You know what I mean? And so I think I know there's this like stigma of like men having to be stoic and having to like hold frame, do all this like alpha shit or whatever, and it's just like I think masculinity is a lot more than just that. Sure, that's a part of it, but I think being in tune with your emotions, understanding how that impacts you and how it can impact others around you, having that emotional intelligence and maturity. For me, that seems like a more like framework of masculinity that I can get behind because like I don't want to go around being like this emotionally stunted person and then like impacting the other people around me negatively because I don't know how to like process what the fuck is going on with me. You know what I mean? Like that to me isn't a man. I think a man he's able to hold frame because he's able to like sift through and go through all those things that are causing him turmoil and things like
We're
that.
like females are a little uncontrolled with their emotions sometimes, where they will go and talk to multiple, sources and try to, which I definitely agree with that. But you want to know what I just thought about as you said it? Because the person I cried to with the album was my brother. I also won't, because I have a lot of female friends and male friends. I am very diverse with being very close, where I have females that will come and tell me their female problems, and I'm very understanding to every bit
Wait, like
of
female problems, like down there?
down there, like everything. Like
Okay.
I'm the male that you tell me it's going. We about to go get you a jacket, cover up, get you to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't care about none of that. It don't. I grew up hugging my sister, and I didn't know what she was going through. So like that doesn't bother me at all. You can tell me, that you're feeling emotional because of this, and I'm going to talk to you, and I might not understand because I don't feel this emotion, right? I don't. I don't know what it feels like to feel once a month, to feel a little loopy in your head, right? But we're going to talk it out. But my best friend will be one of the people, like, she knows she can talk to me about anything. But with that being said, I've never cried to like a female friend. I've never ever cried to. It's always been, I guess, a dude that is. But a lot of females think that we don't, or we're not capable of having, and then a lot of dudes pretend like they don't have the emotions. And bro, like he just said, and I'm just saying, your closest homie, go talk to it and let it out. If you don't, if you just holding it up, trying to be, which most dudes do. So. They do talk it out to somebody, I'm telling you.
Just to add to that, when you said females can be out of control with those emotions, right? You mean like far as when you're talking to them,
so I'm
like be in that
perfect.
space with them?
Yeah. To me, females their emotions are a little different from a male's emotion. Your expectation for how you want a male to think sometimes can be a lot different, and that's where men don't kind of understand, because we are men and females. So I wouldn't say it negatively, you know what I'm saying? But yes.
Yeah, I think saying they're different is very feasible. I think my take on that is just like, I think feelings are valid, but what I firmly believe is that feelings don't help you like dodge accountability. So like the things that you do when you're feeling a certain way, those actions that come as a result of that, you still have to be accountable for those at the end of the day. So feel what you want to feel, but like if you start like projecting that and like taking that out on other people, I think that's for me where like people be like, oh, but my feelings are valid. Sure, they're valid, but you're also like being an asshole.
Right.
So like, don't do that.
Feelings are right. Your feelings can be true, they could be valid because that's how you're feeling, but that don't mean it's fact. That don't mean it's, you're just upset right now,
sure,
which is understandable.
Yeah.
And man,
I think that's a clear difference. A man is going to be held accountable to not reacting. That woman is going to react and let you know that she was in her feelings, and that's why you got that reaction.
That's what I was going to say, just to, because I keep losing that. Women, it depends on where they're at too, right? Because, or just in general, people, because some people can't handle the mental capacity that you're trying to give or what you're trying to leave, so they don't know what the fuck, right?
Yeah.
But I would love for just my friend or whoever, if it was a male, man, whatever, you come and you talk to me, I appreciate that, because you can communicate. Be emotional, that's fine. But what is emotional? Is that your actions behind what you're saying? Yeah. What you're doing is causing it to be emotional? Because you can communicate and be emotional, I guess, right? That's fine, because I don't mind a man being emotional. Come be emotional and let's figure it out, because it's obviously something affecting you. Sure. Because I know normally you'll shift and shake the shit off, but you be emotional right now? Cool, let's figure it out. So a lot of times I'm like, yo, let's talk. Step away from that. Let's talk. Let's figure it out first.
Sure.
Because you know. But how you're reacting, I also don't like an emotional man that's reacting, like just upset. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah. Like, you sit the
Hey,
fuck
my brother.
down. Like, you
See
know?
that, but that's not, to me, that's not really.
Because that's how some men deal with their
Some
emotions.
of them,
Throwing
yes.
shit.
That's
And-
not. You're not properly dealing with your emotions. Your emotions should be expressed.
But I feel like that's what comes with that
right.
that thin line with emotional, because people can't decipher, okay, this person is being emotional because they're throwing shit and throwing a temper tantrum. But there's nothing wrong with being emotional and
when
telling
your
you what's
feelings are
wrong.
like taking
Right.
over and dictating your actions, it's no longer like you're emoting or you're being emotional about something. You've lost full control of self and you've become a slave to those feelings. I feel like, you know what I mean? So like when you're feeling very strong about something and it starts to manifest itself into like actions or things that are like impacting you and other people, that's when feelings and emotions get out of control, like you were saying, or like dangerous and like very like ill expressed. So find that balance. Understand what you're feeling, but like don't let it like turn into something where it's ugly. Like you're hurting yourself or you're hurting other people around you. You know what I mean? Like you gotta find a way to like you said, deal with that in a healthy way. You know. So.
And that instead of doing that, look to you and cry on your shoulder.
Sure.
And I think that that's what a man should be able to do, just as well as I should be able to turn to you and tell you, even, I should have, and I don't know why I didn't feel like I could not cry to a woman. Like, you know, even with the album, I don't think I would have ever sat there and listened to it with a woman and cried emotionally to her that way. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's probably my process as a man, but you should be able to, or maybe my thought, if we're sitting there and I'm listening to my album, I'm like, oh, I just really did it. You might look at me like, Lavender is a fucking bitch.
No,
That's passionate.
Yeah, but you as a man, it's a little different. Even if I'm like this man right here, if I come and like, bro, I'm really proud of myself, I really did it, he's gonna hype me up. When we do it to another man, it is a little different. We like to pretend like we don't have those conversations with our dogs, but we do. You know what I'm saying? And I think it is, maybe it's not the same, but at least in my soul, I feel like you're going to look at me like that.
And I think, again, it's one of those, right? We're ciphering those people, right, that we want in our life, because let's just say you did have some female friends around and some of them did think that. What are they doing in your life anyways? But they would have showed you true colors, like they're not for you long time ago. Because a motherfucker who's for you is going to cry with you. Like, you know, if we're in this realm, in this state, and I'm at your session and I see you crying, that's just going to bring shit to my, like, tears to my face, because I see how passionate I see how you've been going. It's like, yo, you did it. Like, you push it through, and man, like, I don't know. To me, that would be, but that's just people that I surround myself with.
I don't think too many men would like really. I get that,
Let
and
it
you
out,
like
right.
let it out toward like it's just something in us. Like even with you saying this, I probably still wouldn't.
But that's the stigma you guys keep as a man. You want
my best friend can call me and cry all day, and I'm going to be there for her. You know what I'm saying? But will I ever call her like best friend, man? Nah.
I think personally, like the times that I have like emoted in that way with a woman, it's left me in a very vulnerable state. It's different when I do it with like my male compatriots.
Very dangerous.
Yeah, you know, like because like I feel like I can at least trust them with that level of sensitive information. I think for me that little extra bit of like being that vulnerable with a woman, it's like I'm revealing a lot of myself to you in this moment, and I'm trusting that this information that I'm sharing with you can stay between us, and this will no way come up in any form as like being redirected at me in some kind of negative way. And it sucks because sometimes it does, but like I also try to live my life in a way where it's like I don't hold the sins of other people to new people. You know what I mean? So even though that has happened to me in the past, if I ever find myself in a position where I am being vulnerable like that to a woman, I'm just gonna trust that she's gonna move with integrity until she shows me that she doesn't. You know.
Then a dude can be too vulnerable, and now just off GP, now you feel like you can push him around a little bit because I didn't show them a little vulnerable. Females, sometimes you can't show them, you know, certain things because then they start to take advantage of certain things. Also, because now you're literally, because you didn't see me cry in your head, that B that I'm talking about, that bitch ass nigga that he is. Because this is what you're thinking, right? You know what I'm saying? And your head is stuck there. And I think part of it is not only the way that men are taught, the way female are taught about men. No, for real. You was taught from the beginning that I'm supposed to be a provider and I'm supposed to be this tough and I'm supposed to be this, just like your daddy who went to work every day and did not show you no emotions. And like, it's just become like, nah, I got emotions just like you got emotions. And that's the truth. Now, my partner, I'm going to be vulnerable. Like, I better be able to be vulnerable with you. If you are my partner, I better be able to. That's a whole different story.
Agreed, yeah.
Like, either that, then this is a situationship at its finest.
Yeah, my cutoff game too strong for me to be taking advantage of someone if I'm like emotionally vulnerable with them. Like, if you're gonna try to like think that you're gonna get over on me because I wanted to talk to you about something that was deeply impacting me and you're gonna start acting away about it, yeah, I'll never talk to you again.
Yeah.
I don't get. I mean, I'm not saying but for me, even it's people that the door is fucking closed. I threw the key my damn self. We ain't opening that bitch, and even if I change my mind, I ain't opening it. But I still ain't said nothing that we didn't talked about. I ain't talked about the problems. I don't go on social media and write stuff.
I ain't air nobody out.
I don't air people out. Or even when we're getting into it, I'm not like, oh yeah, even with bitches I don't even rock with. I never was just like, just talk bad about it because I don't have to. One, my face says it all. So it's like either we about to get down or
Right.
we ain't talking because I don't talk. So it's no, so it's just either we just stop talking. That's it.
That's real.
And I don't get how people can, just dirty laundry. But like I said, y'all have heard about some of my exes, but I didn't go into full details. Y'all know those sprinkles.
Little signs.
But yeah, that's for educational purposes. Okay. We can do one more, and then I have a funny question I want to do before we get on.
Sure. All right. Okay. Ooh. What are your core values, and how do they influence your decisions? My core values are actually pretty simple. I just try to do everything with honesty and integrity. I feel like those are just such really good core things to build any foundation with in life. So I try to move openly, and that's where the honesty comes in. And when moving with integrity, I don't try to shortchange people. I try to make sure that, if I'm creating opportunities, if there's people who've been building with me, I want to make sure that they're getting opportunities too. So honesty and integrity for me are like the core things for which I model my entire life around, honestly. So
I like that.
I'm gonna go back to living life lavishly, which my definition is a little different. I actually learned that I had to actually define because people go into this money thing. But the word lavish is this luxurious and bigger. And I take that concept and put it in an aspect of your life. Whatever your life is, make it bigger. If you rap, oh, you're a big rapper.
Yeah.
Oh, you better make sure your music video is nice. So that's me. On any aspect of my, existing, anything that I'm doing. So yeah.
that's it.
I'm loving it. Loyalty for sure. I just feel like that plays a part in everything. Yeah. And self-love. I mean, it's a lot. Loyalty, self-love, and just certain things I value: family, good friendships. But definitely God, of course, because I feel like when I seek Him, He literally leads the way.
Amen.
And I'm gonna continue to seek Him because He will provide and give me everything that I need. So.
Amen. Heavy on the God, because
Yes.
You mentioned God. I like that a few times, and I have not once kind of piggybacked on God. God is real.
Yeah. He is real.
Real and major. And it sounds like in all of our lives too. So.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. That's a fact. Okay, y'all. It was tense. I think this is gonna be so funny because I've been on today. Okay, you have to quote your favorite movie. Okay, and we have to figure out what movie it is.
Oh yeah, this is fun. I'm a movie person.
Oh, this is gonna be hard because I don't know all that. Okay.
No, it's not gonna be hard. It's gonna be kind of easy on mine.
Okay. Mine too. Okay. Go ahead.
All right, I'll start first.
Okay.
He touched the butt.
Oh, Nemo.
Yep.
Oh, yo, how did I get that?
Okay.
I want to wait because because everybody's gonna get this one.
Okay, I'm gonna get. Okay.
So yeah, so I want to come up with an iconic line from this movie that might be a little harder.
Okay. Oh, hey.
Oh no.
Okay, y'all got police running all in and out the building. What the hell is going on? Man, Miss Pearly, we got
Friday.
what Friday?
After next.
Yes.
Yeah. Right after next. Yep.
I don't need no army with me, Mr. Smart Ass. My son home Damon right now. Home right now. Damn.
Need to get that lined up. I know somebody that like it.
I had a nightmare about that food last night.
He said it's medium. He said it's for small niggas.
Okay. Y'all ready for my line?
Yep.
I had to really think because I had to pick a section in this movie that we wasn't gonna remember. Let's see if we can get this one. Okay, you ready? Oh, I gotta be two characters, okay?
Okay.
Oh, I didn't know you had a dog. Girl, I ain't got no damn dog. Who's that? What ain't a dog. That's family. Hey, cousin.
Wait.
Dogs attack. Okay, I'm not gonna make all the noise.
Oh, wait. Fuck.
What is going on? Nothing. We just playing.
Nah, that's funny, but it's stumping me, man. You got me.
Oh, I did good.
Oh my God.
That
no,
ain't
I
a
can't-
dog.
I can't.
That's family.
I remember that part.
I'm stumped. You got me.
Next Friday?
No. Where's Latrell?
Oh, White Chicks. Yes. White Chicks.
Y'all don't remember that part? I had
Yes.
to pick. I had to
I'm
go
a little
deep.
scared for me.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, what's the part that nobody is
Oh
gonna
my
really
God, and
get?
I
And it's
love
that dog
Marlon.
scene. Let me tell you, that scene is my favorite scene. That nigga whistled at that fucking dog.
Yeah, that part, that whole fucking part. Because she's like, oh, why do you have your.
My train. Oh, that's my trainer.
That's
I
my
want-
train.
When I wake up in the morning,
You ever seen Titanic? No, me either. You want wine?
you want wine? And then it was the whistle. That ain't the dog. That's family. And he tried
Oh, wait,
his
no.
whistle.
I'm coming, nigga.
I'm coming, nigga. I was gonna go move, bitch.
Yeah, White Chicks is good. I love that movie.
Ooh, somebody's going home watching White Chicks. This guy.
I'm about to watch it.
I will quote that whole movie. We don't give to the United. Okay.
Speaking of some quotes, I just definitely wanted to say some quotes from Kobe. Okay. The Bean, R.I.P. That moment you give up is the moment you let someone else win. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep going until I can't anymore. And that's it. No.
Yeah, what's the Black Mamba?
Rest in peace to the Mamba. Remember,
Man.
it's not a sprint, it's marathon.
Absolutely.
Do you guys have any advice to give anyone that you would like to share that struggles with mental health, self-love, personal growth?
Yeah, I got something great. It's something that I've been kind of exemplifying, but it's been coming up in a lot of conversations with a lot of like my male friends. But like, and I've talked about it too during this segment. But like, just fill your cup, whatever that looks like to you. Whether it be taking some time to play your favorite video game, listen to your favorite song, watch your favorite show, watch your favorite movie, or interact with people who bring joy into your life. You have to be able to fill your cup, because if you are walking around with an empty cup or a half full cup, and you have to interact and give so much of yourself to other people, once you run out, what's going to happen? You need to be able to be in a position where you can give people your overflow and not what's left, if that makes sense.
100%.
Yeah. So
I am going to give the piece. I'm going to keep on going. It helped me. It helped me in the. I mean, when I used to try to commit suicide all the time, it never worked, thank God. But that living life lavishly thing helped me, and I finally came up with an actual definition for people to understand. So I'm gonna just define it so we get the act of an individual who modifies their spirit and personality with their own unique appearance, so that the attitude of the world changes towards them. Right? That's where I mean by you taking this portion of you and making it work. I was the ugly duckling. Based on what I've done to myself, people treat me different when I walk into a room. People, the respect level that I get from people that don't know me change. So for me, it worked. The traditional things that they tried to teach me didn't really work, but me actually kind of figuring out who I was, and I defined that myself, and then put it on, and now people recognize it before I can talk to them. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's amazing.
Your own gravity, brother.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Appreciate it. But yes,
I definitely appreciate that.
that was what I will share with anybody who is going through it. Like I went through it, which it was a traumatic time, and I had to figure out my own, which wasn't easy.
Right. Somebody play the sax.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yes. Well, that was definitely amazing. Thank you, King Lavender Kiing. I know.
Lavender Kiing, double I, double fly. I am that guy.
King Half Centric.
Hey, thank
Half
you.
Centric. You guys are amazing and always welcome on MoneeeTalk. Okay. Thank you for joining us. Do you
Okay,
want to
okay.
show your
Lavish do-rags.
Yes.
So
before we get out
listen,
of here?
I'm like Santa Claus, so I did definitely pull out in my closet of like
Oh.
Santa came today, right? Here, I'll let you guys open it. My bad. You can just open it, and
Let me show
you
Chris
got.
this part again.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is so adorable.
And now I got
Santa
two in
Claus
there because
gift
we have to
giving.
choose
Sure.
who want white and who want black. But I went with the limited edition color, which is gold. I thought that we should live our life like it's golden every day.
Well,
Every day.
I'm a gentleman, so I will let you choose.
It's white or black. You can wear it in different styles. Unisex, they're velvet.
I'm gonna open it up so they can
Yeah.
see.
You can. Yes, indeed. Please open it.
Wow.
Oh, this is
Love it.
feels nice.
And it's so soft.
Yes.
I'm loving it.
Lavish.
www.livinglifelavishly.com.
Lavish.
Yes.
Listen, I'm gonna be living life lavishly.
Yes.
From now on, brother. Thank
Yes.
you so much.
I've gotten a lot of compliments from people, and let me also
Wow.
tell you why I did the do-rag. It was one of those items that reminded me of myself, that if you put on a do-rag and walked into a building, people automatically labeled you as ghetto and non-demure, or like, you know what I'm saying? So now when you wear this lavish do-rag, not no more.
Not anymore.
It is
I love
lavish.
it.
You wear it, whatever you do it
Thank
lavish.
you so much.
But yes.
I will be
Sat
taking
on the inside 'cause
pictures.
You know we gotta wear them reverse.
Yes.
Yes.
Smart man.
Yes.
This is awesome, man. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank
Of course. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah,
I
thank you,
love the
Carter.
same. I know.
Nice little thank you card
Look
in
at
there.
that.
Yeah. Had to.
This is beautiful, man. Thank you.
Yeah,
You're
thank
the
you.
official.
So much.
A officially living life lavishly.
So much.
But yes.
Yes, you are amazing. Thank you for that.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
Always appreciate
And
it.
please enjoy it.
Oh, I definitely will.
Yeah, I definitely will.
You know, so the amount of do-rags I wear around, it's
I like when I hear that. When I hear like it's a do-rag lover, I love them too. Like, trust me, I don't like to walk around with pink hair all the time. just believe that, right? So sometimes throwing that do-rag and still feeling like iconically lavish is amazing.
Yeah.
So
I love it. I can't wait. And it's soft. It's skipping. So yeah.
hey, my favorite
Give us a
promotion for
do-rag,
the
y'all.
girls is
Check
the
out the
braids
website, Living Lavishly.
in the back.
Don't forget.
Yes, livinglifelavishly.com. Go get you a lavish do-rag.
Go get you a lavish do-rag. Money sent you, but he's here.
Oh yes.
But yes, is there anything else you guys want to shout out and add about your business or promoting anything?
Sessions from the North Volume 2 EP is out on all streaming platforms, produced by Ill Mind. It's getting a lot of love, getting a lot of traction. So don't be the person who missed out on an ascending artist here in Vegas.
Right.
Jump on the bandwagon now, so when the shows get bigger and better, you can be like, I was there from the beginning.
Yes, and that's a good feeling.
I'm definitely about to go home and listen. Just know that Lavender Kiing is going home and listen.
Oh,
she said she was saying some good things, and you said some great things. I'm like, I gotta really tap in and listen.
No, the way you was talking about the album and how it made you cry, I'm about to become a Lavender Kiing fan after this.
I hope
Yeah.
so.
I'll put
It's
on my
very
lavender
different.
rag.
It's a
I'm
journey.
gonna roll up some green, and I'm gonna put on the Lavender Kiing album. It's gonna be all
It's gonna be lit.
Yeah, speaking of Raps Dynasty is out, and I just recorded the first music video yesterday, so you know what I'm saying?
I saw
y'all about to
that,
get that pretty soon.
Nice.
Yes, so
That is exciting.
the
Congratulations
visuals are
to you
coming.
both.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
And yeah, until next time, y'all already know what's going on. It's your girl
Now,
7.
welcome to the G Talk. Get
And
that.
yes, welcome to the G Talk.
Listen, we would. I want this G Talk song. Listen, I'm
Yes,
pin it
you
down.
see me saying it. I've been saying
Pin
it
it
all
down.
night. Later, y'all.
That money talk.